Kicking and screaming, Ashe is dragged to holding wing number 7, where she meets her companions in what the guards call a mage cage. The bars are made out of jagged wood, tiles are flung across the room, and bizarre fixtures hang from the walls. You begin to suspect that this jail cell was constructed by idiots.
Okay, yeah, I look at the cage specifically. Is it just wood?
It looks like it's just wood.
Wow.
I look over at Gregor. You wanna give this a shot?
You notice that Gregor has made at least 40 chalk tally marks on the wall. Give it a shot?
I kind of make a wrenching motion. It looks like it's just wood.
Oh, you don't know my thing about jail. Kind of look over at Markus and shrug.
Markus is sitting down, leaned against the wall of the cell, frowning with narrow eyes and snapping his fingers repeatedly. Just got it. The occasional errant puff of smoke emerges, but nothing else.
You didn't bring, like, a harmonica or anything?
Harmonica? Are you ridiculous? Of course not.
Well, if we're gonna start a prison band...
It's a good point.
I don't think... I
have this jug, though.
I glance over at the puffs of smoke emanating from Marcus's fingertips, and then...
The smoke's really just from friction at this point. I should stop.
I touch one of the bars. Just my pointer finger of my left hand.
How many trees have you felt in the past, Ashe?
A very large number of trees, and a very large number of fake trees, too.
This feels just the same as, either one of those, really, because fake trees on Meatshire were constructed of wood as well.
I'm going to rise to my feet, slowly, wince at my raw fingertips, kind of walk forward, placing myself, like, basically an entire side of my body up against the side of this wall. I press my ear gingerly into the cell bars and listen.
You don't necessarily hear as much as feel the bars slurping away at you. You feel your energy being drawn into them. You stick.
Well, okay, this might not be readily apparent from your vantage point, but I can't move anymore. I am stuck to the bars.
You're stuck to the bars?
It's like somebody coated them in adhesive.
Really?
I step forward and touch it with my left hand,
bars with
and then
both
pull my
hands.
left hand away.
You both maintain eye contact with Markus. Your hands touch the bars fine. You pull them away with no issue.
I glance over at Gregor.
I go back to drawing chalk tallies.
I put every last ounce of my unconsiderable strength into yanking myself away from the bars. The skin on my face stretches.
So, what are you tallying? I turn away from Markus.
Tallying?
Yeah, what are you tallying? That's what those are. I kind of point to the tally.
This is just a prison thing.
Yeah, it's
You'll understand
it's a jail
once
game.
you spent as long in the
it's
the old slammer as me. I've begun drawing them all.
Oh, it's one of those games that old jail hands play with themselves. Gregor and I were talking about this earlier. He's really quite good at it.
I turn Marcus's face and push it. So, now that we have a moment to ourselves, I just wanted to congratulate you, Markus, on your excellent...
What was that about a moment to yourselves?
Oh, fuck.
Yay! It's Thug.
Hey, Thug.
Get me off these bars.
Thug walks over and kicks the opposite side of the bars. Nothing changes.
I don't know what you expected to happen there, Thug. You obviously have to throw the switch that turns the bars off.
I don't know what you expected me to do, as there is no switch, and I am just an ordinary human being.
What fucked up glue did you put on this?
Thug walks away from Markus.
Markus, is it possible you have glue on your face?
In times gone past, it would have certainly been possible, but alas, no longer.
Well, I just wanted to congratulate you folks on an absolutely flawless defense.
Hey, that's what I was going to congratulate Markus on.
Fantastic. I had to spend the last 45 minutes specifically apologizing for your behavior in court. What with all the table climbing, the table climbing, the table climbing, and the choking the lawyer.
And the diploma eating, and the constant stepping up to the judge's booth. Really, Marcus, I gotta congratulate
no
you
diploma
on your
eating, Ashe. It was all
unconventional
side
use
effects.
courtroom
of...
proceedings.
You'd be surprised at how often diplomas get eaten over here in Alaron. It's really a common tactic. I was surprised that Marcus knew the oldest trick in the book. Regardless, I don't know exactly what you folks expected considering your actions, but I think you can guess the verdict. You guys aren't human. Congratulations.
Great.
He didn't even listen to the hair thing.
Gregor, I
No.
thought it was a really great point.
No, that's the
That-
problem. He did listen to the hair thing. He listened very carefully to the hair thing.
I don't think he was listening correctly in that
Justice
case.
is dead.
So, yeah, no, I do believe I mentioned the exact, the nature of what this outcome might bring. Being sold as a talent by the Alaron Empire.
We're being
Oh.
sold.
We should fetch a high price.
So,
You'd be,
okay.
Yeah, you'd actually be surprised. You guys did. I argued long and hard that you should get a position, honestly, that a lot of other, uniquely qualified individuals went into.
So, would you say that we will be sold as high-class prostitutes? Could we classify ourselves as ladies of the night? Or is this more of a,
I don't know if we're being sold.
lower-end situation?
Does anyone know what he's talking about?
I push Marcus's face further into the bars.
Marcus.
My mouth is completely sealed shut.
I don't think we're being sold as prostitutes.
You're not being sold
I-
as prostitutes. Why would you ever think of that?
I wouldn't, Thog!
We're being sold as prostitutes?
We're not being sold as prostitutes!
Why did you bring it up then?
You keep throwing
Because
that
Marcus
word around.
brought it up!
Marcus shrugs.
I was just affirming that it was absurd!
Yeah, no, totally absurd. Instead, you're going to be sold as, apprentices. To a creepy paladin. Drinks a
Oh.
lot.
Oh, great. So, okay.
So
Wow.
we're getting money to be apprentices.
Yeah, sort of. Kind
Wait.
of. We're more making the money.
Do we receive anything? Or is this literally just indentured servitude, slavery type of thing?
No. In this particular case, normally we sell our talented individuals into situations where they work indefinitely, and the Alaron Empire shares the profit with the owner, you know? I mean, the contractor, not the owner. Makes it sound like slavery. So, that's normally the situation. But, in a case like this, you're actually being sold as apprentices to a group of paladins who are on a holy quest. Kinda interesting, if you ask me.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Paladins on a holy quest, huh?
Yep.
I love apprenticeship.
I
Yeah.
glance at Marcus expecting some sort of remark or retort, but then, alright. I kind of pull his head back.
Thug kicks the wall of the mage cage again.
I
Marcus
pull-
falls free.
Bleh. What? Huh.
Yeah, so,
Now, where were we?
so
Holy
yeah,
paladins.
I basically sold you guys, I mean, no, I'm
Thog! Look, just don't butter it up. Don't sugarcoat it. Just use the words that need to be
No, I don't
used.
think you understand. I get a minor commission from my boss every time I don't use the word slavery. It's
Is he
been
listening?
a problem in the past.
Marcus makes a note of this.
So, I'm gonna be fully honest here. You're being sold into slavery, but it's not all harmless. I mean,
Oh.
you're going to a group of paladins. You're going on a quest. If you manage to finish the quest, you'll earn your freedom. Sounds okay,
Really?
right? Yeah.
So, are we going to a group of, like, paladins, or,
No, I say the word
paladins?
Yeah, no, I'm actually shocked that you get it already. I would hesitate to call these people paladins. We've sold
You mentioned
multiple-
creepy and drunk.
Yeah, we sold multiple slaves to this guy in the past, and frankly, they all seem happy. Quest is no closer to being completed, so I don't exactly trust the guy's talents as a warrior of
Wait.
light.
But that means we'll never be free.
That does mean we'll never be free.
Or you could just, work really hard and do the stupid quest for the guy. I don't know why I'm trying to cheer you guys up.
That does sound like something I'd do.
Great, Gregor. It's great.
I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Do you think I can take a bit of the mage cage with me as a sort of consolation gift?
I'm sure a little bit'll break off. I have.
It really just appears to be plywood, but
I wouldn't touch
can't...
it, Marcus. You wizardy types don't interact well with this stuff.
Marcus tries to hide the fact that he already has one of his hands stuck again.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'd like to free you guys, but that would get in the way of me making a lot of money, so...
You'd like to free us?
Yeah.
Can I touch on that?
Yeah.
Why would you like to free us?
You're an exploitable resource.
Ah. Okay.
Everybody seems to say that about me.
Regardless, I'm gonna send the guy in soon. Have fun in here.
Thanks.
Great. Okay, so indentured
Being
servitude.
straight with us.
Quest.
Not making us prostitutes.
Oh.
He's not so bad.
Thug. He's difficult.
I have a certain amount of grudging respect for the man.
As do I. He's a very personal-minded type of person. He's in it for
You
himself.
always know what to expect from Thog. Bullshit.
I lean against the wall and slide down to the floor into a sitting position.
Marcus leans into the wall a little bit more.
I grab both of you in my arms and sigh happily.
Stop. I lift your hand.
Another
off of
adventure
me.
begins in jail.
So, how many times have you been incarcerated again, Gregor?
2.
Oh.
It always seems to go pretty well.
2 including this one, or 2 before
Including.
this?
You think I'm some sort of career criminal?
No, you just figured you could just be unlucky. I mean,
I'm a victim of circumstance.
Yes, and you could have been a victim of circumstance many times before this as well. It seems
I'm a
to be
victim of many things, but
kind of your knack.
I'd take my arm off, Ashe.
Thank you.
You hear large clanking metal footsteps, followed by impacts that sound like a boulder rolling down a flight of stairs.
Great.
Oh, so these are the a man motions behind him, flanked on either side by golems. These are the individuals I'm hiring. Hey? He points into the cell at Marcus, Gregor, and Ashe. Thug wanders in from out of sight. Yep, these are the 3.
I frown, staring at the man, red-nosed, disheveled, and reeking of alcohol.
I smile and stretch over to the left as far as I can manage.
Yeah, say hello to the nice paladin guy who's gonna be buying your contract.
Hello,
Whoa.
sir!
Oh, hey! Nice to meet you! Pleasure! He reaches through
How are you on this fine evening? Is it evening? It must be.
He reaches through the bars and extends his hand to Gregor.
I shake it vigorously.
Ah, my name's Captain Afton. I'm the head of the Varendir Paladins. It's a prestigious job. And I hear you're gonna be joining me on my holy quest. He slumps forwards.
I'm staring at Thog, tight-lipped.
We are here to serve.
Yeah, so, I paid a considerable amount of money for your services because I hear you guys have potential. That's what the All-Arani always sell. They sell potential. He points and pokes Gregor in the chest.
Sir, we have more potential than you could shake several sticks at. I really just don't think that you will be even a little bit disappointed. And I also think you should get us out of this cage as quickly as possible. So that we can get to work.
We can do that immediately.
Yes,
I mean,
getting out of this cage is presently on the top of my list of priorities.
it's no problem. All they have to do is,
I'm kind of hungry.
Thug, they still have to sign their contracts, right? Thug nods. Yeah, no, before we can let you out of here, you gotta sign a contract. We don't want this to look like it's slavery or anything.
Oh, of course,
Don't say
because
that
that would
around
just
Thog.
be heinous.
He loses money.
Thug nods and flashes Gregor a begrudging thumbs up. Thug takes a step forward and shoves a fistful of papers through the bars. Okay, I'm sure you know the deal. You gotta sign these contracts before we can possibly let you
I
out of this.
pick
cell.
up the crumpled papers from the ground and try and straighten them out.
How long are the contracts here?
I pick up an extra and bring it over to Marcus.
Which one's mine?
Strangely
you.
enough, as you touch them, they rapidly balloon outwards, assuming a completely static state. Yeah, no, they're crumple resistant and digestive resistant.
Marcus closes his mouth.
We already have a long history of people trying to destroy our contracts. If you try to just don't try to burn them, okay?
I start leafing through the contract.
It's an extended description of your exact role with the Paladins of Varandir. Most of it is, just Alarani ass covering, you know? Just extended clauses specifically on the fact that they aren't selling slaves. Are you crazy? We're not selling slaves. Look at all these great clauses we have. Who's gonna read the fine print?
I've gotta wonder who they're trying to, hide this from.
Honestly, Ashe, there are a lot of people that, might disapprove of our actions here. You know, the Order, various divine conduits across the world. This is just to make sure that, the holier-than-thou types don't get involved in our business.
Huh.
Are you aware that your contract is also shock-proof?
Yep. Yeah, that's
Please don't
intentional.
go away.
I hand Gregor an extra quill. I make a writing motion with it. It's like this.
I nod and give a thumbs up.
All right.
Markus licks the contract and his name appears on it.
Gregor slices his thumb open, dips the quill in the blood, and signs his name, leaving a bloody thumbprint on the contract as well.
I start to say something, but instead just don't.
I hand the contract back to Thog, now covered in many bloody thumbprints.
Yeah, it's, perfect.
Legally binding.
Okay, we'll hold on to these until...
These? I haven't given you my contract yet. I finished
Thug
leafing.
glares.
Oh, I'll get that for you.
Thug glares at you, cracking his knuckles. I'll hold
I-
on to these until such a time that you complete your holy quest as dictated by the drunk-ass paladin next to me. He continues glaring at you.
I sign Ashe's name in my blood on her contract and give it to Thog.
Okay, fantastic.
I sigh.
Yeah, you guys will get your payment when you finish the job, I guess, if that ever happens. Good luck, folks. I
Sooner than you
guess.
think, Thog.
Thanks.
Great.
Sooner than you think.
I hand Ashe her quill back.
Thank you.
It's a different color now.
Now, yeah, okay. So now that you're almost officially apprentices of the Paladins of Varandir, I gotta brief you on our rich cultural history. He stops, he blinks for a second. Which I don't really know that well. So I'm just gonna tell you what your job is and what my job is and what the job of the whole Order of Varandir is. We've been searching for a real long time for basically a head of a golem that we think is really super great. See, we call ourselves paladins because normal paladins, they worship gods. And they challenge the energy of gods and they do all sorts of great things. But the paladins of Varandir, we worship beauty. He motions to his left and right. We worship the human form. So we really like making golems. So our god's big severed golem head. Are you with me so far?
Markus is
eyes are
nodding
sparkling.
vigorously.
So we're trying to find that big stupid severed golem head so we can be really cool. No. We're trying to find the big stupid severed golem head because if we do, it's gonna tell us who the best human is to be king of Altrea, the country I'm from. That's it. He motions and looks incredibly proud of himself.
Okay, so you worship beauty,
Yeah.
which is a giant severed golem head.
Yeah.
Did it have a body?
Yeah, a while ago.
Okay.
It got cut off because it was really annoying, and then,
Wait.
Like, it's basically used to, live with us. This was, well over 1,000 years ago. Used to live in Altrea, used to be the king's #1 vassal servant, jester, court guy. And it was so annoying, he ordered his 4 generals to cut it into 1,000,000 pieces and spread it all over the land. Fortunately, the head can't exactly be cut, so they hid it away somewhere, because this guy was really, really irritating.
And why do you want it back?
Because right now, the land's kind of in turmoil. We got a bunch of minor barons kind of fighting for rule. So he ordered the Paladins of Varandir. We're told to find this giant golem head to pick one of them as the new ruler, Even though it's really irritating, it might put an end to the warfare and all the violence and stuff.
Okay. It's kind of like a word of God type of thing. You bring this obnoxious golem head in, it tells everybody to stop fighting, and suddenly there's no more fighting?
Or it picks a king and the violence continues for another second. It really doesn't matter.
Either way sounds good to me.
Wow, okay. This is just a great situation.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
that's what I thought.
This is
And we get the help.
Yeah, we get to leave our mark.
So, you guys aren't even technically apprentices yet. We gotta teach you the basics of one of the golems next to him speaks up. I believe you mean filigree, sir. Yeah, filigree. That's the one. We're gonna teach you the art of making golems. Then you could be actual apprentices, and you can go on this super holy quest.
Marcus's horns perk up at teaching you how to make golems.
I kind of stare wide-eyed at the talking golem. That's new.
You're looking at me. Why are you looking?
Well, I mean, a golem isn't a very far stretch of the imagination, but to see one before me talking, it's interesting.
so sheltered.
Well, I'm deeply flattered to expand your worldview. The golem nods.
I scratch my head. Was that sarcasm?
I don't actually know.
Of course it wasn't sarcasm. Golems lack emotion, overall. I was not being facetious with you. I am earnestly thankful to expand your limited worldview.
I narrow my eyes and kind of open my mouth a little and look at Marcus. I'm still not...
Yeah, this one talks a lot. It's not... Most golems don't talk. We think there's a little bit of a problem, but whatever. We don't say that to his face.
I look at the golem.
My mouth just opens and I stare at Afton for a second.
I nod, noticing that the golem has no ears.
So, we're gonna get you guys out of this jail cell. We're gonna use a little bit of special magic paladin teleportation. But if a paladin offers to teleport you other than me, don't take it. Paladins can't teleport. It's not a thing that they do. He reaches through the bar. He reaches through the bars, extending his palm. Sitting in the middle is a gear.
I kind of look at the two before me, Marcus and Gregor. Is anybody gonna take it?
I look
I'll
for a
grab the
place
gear.
to put the gear in
I'll
the
grab the gear.
bars that will initiate the machinery that will open the bars.
Okay, so you put the gear on the floor,
I
and...
threw it on the floor ages ago, yeah.
Oh no. Quickly get inside the gear! The gear has begun spinning and expanding outwards. You gotta get inside it!
Marcus tries to inch closer to the gear.
I rip
Can't
Marcus
get it.
off of the wall.
Well, it's spinning so fast, I don't want to... I kind of jump over it.
The gear quickly expands outwards, then contracts inwards, slamming the three of your heads together.
Ah!
With a crack, everything goes white.
The horns!
God!